Hey Storm fans, Bryant here, and tonight we're playing a Legacy League with the Epic Storm. In front of you is 10.2. This is the list that I made a video probably about 2 weeks ago for. A lot has happened since then. I was testing a lot for the Legacy Showcase, and, well, to be pretty frank, I didn't do very well. So, when I'm losing, I like to look at why I'm losing and then figure out how to stop that. And the biggest issue was Mindbreak Trap. So, I made an effort to beat Mindbreak Trap. I was also closer to 50% versus Rug Delver, and I wanted to fix that. So there's two main issues I wanted to do. And this list just wasn't getting it done. Part of that is defense grid's just not very good at stopping Mindbreak. It doesn't interact in a way that you want to. Like, it's a powerhouse against blue decks, but against non-blue decks, do you really want to be casting a defense grid for 2 mana? It's an entire turn cycle. So probably not. So I went to 10.3, and you'll see here a third carpet. I thought maybe, hey, I can power through the Mindbreak traps if I change my play patterns. Like, maybe I'll play out my artifacts earlier, that sort of thing, and I'll have 3 carpets for rug decks. Well, this list didn't do very well either. It did better against rug decks, that I did see, but against the Mindbreak traps, I just kept on losing. So I went to 10.4, and here you're going to see Thoughtseize back. This way, I could board up to 3 Thoughtseize against Mindbreak trap decks. We still have the 3 carpets. Unfortunately, we lost Crash in 10.3. That was part of finding a room for a third carpet. And that change has continued here. Well, Thoughtseize overperformed here. I had quite a few wins against decks where I noticed my opponent would mulligan for their hate piece and I would Thoughtseize them, and then the game was just a breeze from there. So the Thoughtseizes were they were a pleasant surprise. We still lost a couple times to Mindbreak with this list, but we were doing better. And especially against the Rug Delver, I saw my win percentage go up. And now we're at 10.5. This is the latest list. And you'll notice there's 3 Thoughtseize, 4 Mox, and a main deck chain. That's because there's no Rite of Flames in this list. The Rite of Flames are being offset by these Moxen and a third Thoughtseize. So the idea is that Thoughtseize makes you lose life. And it makes your ad nauseums a lot worse when you're losing 2 life to play your protection spell, especially when you have an Echo of Aeons and a Tendrils in your deck. That's a lot of damage. So these extra Moxen allow you to ad nauseum a lot more safely. And in general, they just work better with the Echo of Aeons too. Same thing with Empty. I've been emptying a tiny bit more when I have 8 Moxen in my list. So Empty has been getting a tiny bit more usage. I wouldn't say a lot, just a fraction. But my ad nauseums have been considerably better. So I've played this list. I've played 79 matches at this point. My last 15 matches, I'm 14-1, which is pretty good. 66% overall with this list, and it's been running really well. The main deck chain, I could give or take, to be honest. But the 4, 4, and 3 has been very good. The chain gets you out of some sticky situations. Bounces like a main deck Collector Roof or other things. Like, it's been really good. I bounced the Thorn of Amethyst earlier today. It's a fine card. You can do Chain of Vapor tricks with your Moxen, but I think the most important thing about the main deck chain is how it interacts with the Tendrils in the main. With Witchclaw Talisman, you can just generate a lot of Storm from, like, almost nothing, pretty much. So chain into Tendrils is a very good interaction. You'll notice that with moving a Chain of Vapor back to the main deck, Crash found its way back into the sideboard. Still 3 copies of Carpet, Crash, 2 chains between the main and the board. Echoing Truth is still here, and Peer into the Abyss. So this is the list. This is what I ran in the showcase. Unfortunately, I didn't do very well in the showcase, but overall, I've been doing, I'd say okay. Been losing to a lot less Mindbreak traps recently. Been beating a lot of the other decks slightly better against combo now. So I think that this list is solid. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, as I said, I've been doing really well the last few days. Hopefully we can keep that up. And we're going to hop right on in. And I guess while we wait, we have a brand new episode of the Eternal Glory podcast being released tomorrow, Friday, July 17th. Make sure you check that out. It's on how to beat Rug Delver. You don't have to be a Storm player to listen. I promise. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We are the Eternal Glory Podcast, the eternalglorypodcast.com. You can listen to us on all major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Podbeam, you name it, we're on it. So that is the Eternal Glory Podcast. Make sure to check us out. All right, so this is taking a little longer than expected. If you want to support the content that you're watching, theepicstorm.com/shop, get all of your The Epic Storm singles there. Alongside your singles, you can get cool TS merchandise as well: playmats, pine glasses, pens, tokens, stickers, and much more. All right, we finally have our first opponent, Brendan Mcbain, and according to Goldfish, our opponent runs lands. They've run lands for a majority of their legacy history. I'm going to put them on lands now. This hand is a little bit slow. I think I'm actually going to ship this. Be a lot better if I had a land. Opponent's going to 5. I think we're supposed to mulligan that. It sucks, but it's what you're supposed to do. This is much better. Probably bottom Veil and either Wish or Thoughtseize. Part of me wants to keep the Thoughtseize just because of Chrome Mox. We'll have a black card to imprint, which is pretty huge. And if our opponent is not on lands, we have a protection spell, and I think that's the real reason we want to keep the Thoughtseize around. Alright, so Foothills. Alright, looking like land so far. Alright, I'm not going to cast this Brainstorm. You want to draw a Dark Ritual or a Lion's Eye Diamond? I've been doing this new thing where my mic is actually like right in front of me, so I can't actually see my keyboard that well. But it makes my audio better. But the mic being closer, it's usually a little bit better than it was before, so trying this out. Alright, Maids of Ith, I like to see that. I think you're supposed to hold this for like a Mox Diamond. So we're 1 mana away from Ednaz. Okay. If the last card in their hand is Crop Rotation, there's no point in casting this Thoughtseize other than to lose 2 life, so I'm just going to hold it. And I played it out here in case we drew another land next turn, we could win. Alright, so I guess they just like wanted to bluff us on Crop Rotation there. Or maybe they had it and then decided they didn't want to cast it. Alright, I think I'm going to cast a Brainstorm here. I'm going to be really sad when this is a bad Brainstorm. Triple land isn't that bad. Alright, let's see what our opponent's hiding. Alright, so I'm probably going to fire this Brainstorm off on their end step. See what the third card down is. Alright, so they're getting Loam. Ah, that's a risky line. I also like didn't realize that they didn't play land, which is kind of dumb, but whatever. We're going to keep a Ponder in our hand so that way we can discard it. It's 1 less damage that we could possibly reveal. Alright, so we're casting Ad Nauseam with no mana floating, and we've made a land drop. Got Thoughtseize Deltas 2 as I suspected. But hopefully we get to see the power of all the zeros in this list. Alright, don't want to die to Echo, so we'll stop there. We actually drew as many cards as we would with Pier right there, fun fact. And our opponents conceded. They were probably tired of me playing spells, which is fine. Okay, so we can board in these decays, the crash, these. So, one thing I do sometimes is I like to leave a Thoughtseize in the board to wish for to beat a Mind Break, and then like board out a Ponder. I don't really like boarding out the mana here, just because our deck doesn't have a whole lot of mana in it anymore. So, we have 20 mana cards. Leave it like this. And if you haven't already, follow all of our social platforms. Okay, game number 2, we're on the draw. This hand is like a little bit clunky, but I think it could be fine. We have 2 answers to spheres. This is one of those hands that you keep and then you regret later. It's like technically right to keep this. You don't want to ship a hand with an answer to double sphere. It's just not really what you want to be doing. And there it is. So we're going to set a trap for our opponent. We're purposely going to play out the bulk and then pass. They're going to go to wasteland us and we're going to crash the sphere. Opponent's thinking for a second. I feel like I look ghostly. The way that it works is I have my monitor with Streamlabs OBS over here, my data spreadsheet right there, and then everything good in front. Sylvan. Interesting. If they choose to pay 8, it gets a lot easier for us to win this game. Assuming they don't follow up with another sphere. Bummer, they didn't destroy the Volk. That's unfortunate. Oh, we got bodied. Alright. We're going to pick that one up. Good play by our opponent there. But now we're on the play. And due to being on the play, I think I want a 4th Thoughtseize. Going to board out. Probably an Abrupt Decay. Not the easiest card to cast. Still have 5 answers in our deck to spheres. You just get to be a tiny bit more proactive on the play. This hand's a trap. Don't love this, but it's probably fine. Going to bottom Chrome Mox. Our opponent deciding. I think if we had a card to imprint on Chrome Mox, I would probably bottom a land. So, like, if this was like a color card and a Volk, I would bottom the Volk, imprint here, play Wishclaw, play Opal Thoughtseize. Unfortunately, that's not what we can do, so I'm going to bottom this and just play a slightly longer game. Alright, opponent going to 5. Alright, so they've kept their 5. Okay, so we can't play out our claw unless we also play out a 3rd land. Because then we could activate the claw and then go get something. Casting the Exploration. Deal. So, in a perfect world, we would play land 3. We actually would have gotten blown out there by the Force of Vigor had we had the play that I described. So, almost a good thing. Definitely a good thing. Okay. So we're just going to pass here. Hopefully our opponent misses their land drop. Out of lands. Maybe they'll draw another life from the loam. Alright, so they have these two and one unknown. Okay. Lands aren't bad, but we do need a little bit of acceleration. So if they decide to Force Vigor this, we can just go get Ad Nauseam, and then we just need a +1 next turn. Alright, so they have 3 lands in their hand currently. They only played 1? It's weird. Ugh. I think we're going to lose this now. Our opponent can hardcast Force of Vigor on their turn. Blow up our Claw. Oh, they're thinking really hard on this Force of Vigor. Taking a natural draw. I think they are going to do the hardcast play, which is why they didn't dredge. Alright, so they were sandbagging a Mox Diamond, which is why they didn't play the extra land last turn. And now we're seeing the hardcast Force. Alright, so we need to draw something like a Brainstorm would honestly be very good. Our draws haven't been very fortunate to us. Alright, so I'll take an Ad Nauseam now. Depths. We're pretty close to dead here. So they have Windswept Heath and an Unknown, which was the random draw from last turn. So if it's crop rotation, we're actually dead. lots of blanks. Best draw is probably... There it is. Boom. Come on, Brainstorm. Bail me out. So, due to our opponent not porting us... Well, that's weird. They had enough mana to kill us even if they did port. We really want to find Dark Ritual on this, or a bounce spell. I'll take those. There's the crop rotation. They had enough mana to port and do that, though. Oh, they didn't because I wasn't accounting for actually casting the crop rotation. My bad. Alright, come on, no good dredges. That's exactly what I asked for, so thank you. We still have Badlands and Taiga as possible lands to fetch. I'm going to fetch the Taiga here because we want to be able to put the Badlands into play to cast spells where this can't possibly tap for black and Badlands taps for both of our colored mana, or our combo colored mana. Alright, so we're in lethal range now. Our Opal's now on because we revealed 2 Lotus Petals. So Storm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's short. But we could Wishclaw for a Lion's Eye Diamond, and that would be lethal. So I'll stop here. And then we'll draw the Echo that would have killed us. So close. Oh, my bad. Not actually what I wanted to do. We'll move that back up now. And that'll do. We have successfully defeated lands, even though our draws this game weren't that good, but we got kind of fortunate that our opponent mulled the 5 and didn't have a whole lot going on. Okay, so that puts us up to 1-0. Update our record. And while we wait, why don't you head over to theepicstorm.com/shop and show your support? All right, round number 2, we're facing Wing Zero FNC. We're on the play. They normally play a lot of sneak and show variants, so they have been playing a little bit of like World Gorger combo, and it looks like that's what they're playing in this match. While we were waiting, I adjusted the lights so they aren't directly on me because I'm sweating like a pig. The lights are very hot, so I have them more off me now, but still illuminating. You're going to know everything about my streaming setup by the end of this. This hand's... Is it okay against the dragon deck? I think I'm going to rely on Brainstorm being good. Alright, so I'm not going to Brainstorm Unstep, I'm just going to untap and draw. Alright, Ponder was pretty good. I wonder if I'm supposed to... I think I want to main phase Brainstorm and just assume that I'm going to hit a fetch. If we miss, I can shuffle with the Ponder. Unfortunate. I wonder if I should... Yeah, I think I'm going to. Just cast this Ponder. Start getting ahead a little. Shuffle that. We're like a lion's eye diamond away from this hand being very, very good, so... Alright, island. And there we are. I called it. Please resolve. Alright, so force pitch Oko. According to this, there's 6 forces in their deck. They're not likely to have a second. So I think I'm going to go for it. They do have 1 drown in the lock. Alright. I would like my ad nauseum to resolve, please. Hey. Now let's see some mana. Alright, so we're actually fairly close to being dead here. If we flip again, we could flip Tendrils. So, if we play our land here, we can bounce these 2 for Storm, but we don't even need to do that, so we'll just stop. Our Storm count is plenty high. But, what I can do... According to this, their last list doesn't have any main deck, what's it called? Veil of Summer. But we can play around Veil a little bit while also casting our own Veil to protect us. Alright, so I lied about that. I can't do both because I cast the Brainstorm. Alright, just in case they have a main deck Veil. Alright. Boarding in the carpets and the decays. It's pretty much how we side for every blue matchup. We're down to about 20 of our original Storm tokens. Pretty soon I'll be ordering the mini tokens, so please pick up your original size Storm tokens if you're interested in those. Okay, so we've opened up a real garbage fire of a hand here. We are not keeping this. No manas. Our opponent is also mulligan, but we'll be going to 5. And they're keeping their 6. I don't love this either. Maybe we'll get them with Abrupt Decay. Who knows? For those of you that don't know, if they try to put Rogue Gorger into play, we can exile their board. Alright, so second land is pretty huge. I like all of these. Maybe I should have stacked it so the swamp was on the bottom in case I needed to cast a Veil next turn. That might have been a little silly. Yeah, I definitely stacked that wrong because I would rather have the Wishclaw in my hand than the swamp. Alright, so now we're drawing the claw. We'll cast Ponder. Don't really want any of those, so we'll shuffle. My eyes are starting to bug out a little bit. I've had these contacts in all day. Really brain here too. Leovold. Alright, so we're going to be able to resolve it, or be able to cast an Ad Nauseam next turn. Question is, do we decay right now? Because if we decay right now and our opponent goes exactly in Tomb and Day, enemy dead, we lose. They could also follow up with Oko on her Talisman. So we'll drop down to 13, 11. Do we want to cast Ad Nauseam from 11 with Leovold in play? Probably not. If we get got, we get got. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Much better than dying. Or an abrupt decay on this. So if we ritual... We're mana short of Veil plus that. Maybe this will get countered. Whoops. I'd actually like it if the switch got countered. Bummer. Don't know if I'll actually end up casting this Thoughtseize, but... Jeez. Alright, I'm gonna cast Ponder. I'm not feeling too confident about this game right now. So we're taking 5 here, which means that if we resolve ad nauseum, we're resolving it from 6 life. I think our opponent knows that we don't have a whole lot going on. Which is why they didn't even bother to target the elk. They're just going to deal us, or target the witchclaw. They're just going to deal us more damage. Because they just effectively shut off head nods from 3. Likely have another Veil Summer as well. Alright, so that happens. So even if we went Burning Wish into Tendrils here, that's not even lethal. So we have a total of 8, which takes away Wishclaw, Burning Wish Tendrils. Yeah, we're just dead. It doesn't really matter. We could reveal, chain a bunch of zeros into Wishclaw, or Burning Wish. Alright, or our opponent can have another force. That's fine too. Okay, game 3. Yeah, I guess I'll keep the tendrils in. I don't think it's that great here. Seems okay. Opponent's mulliganed. This screams to me that they have Veil of Summer. Okay, so this was an interesting decision. If we kept the land, maybe that was a mistake on my part. Alright, we're just going to go with my original line now. So I'm expecting to get Veiled here. And then we can go play our artifacts, Burning Wish, crack for blue-red. Yep. And if it resolves, we empty, and if it doesn't, we echo. So maybe this line ended up being better. Alright, so our opponent could theoretically kill us with a World Gorger combo. Um, I doubt that they have like a Plague Engineer or anything like that, but this is what we're doing. I want to see a shuffle, and they did. Okay, that's a good sign. Our opponent hasn't conceded. I don't like that. That's a shame. Hail Mary toss. Alright. Entomb. Claw isn't bad. LED next turn wins it for us, assuming they don't have another counter. Or a Veil, we could, if they tapped out for some reason. Brainstorm. Drown on the Lock. Alright, so we're probably dying to 0 now. It's a 1 of Dead of Winter. That's kind of poopy that we got 1 of. There is one Plague Engineer in the board. They might have boarded that in, so that they probably had 2 outs that they had to have on turn 3. Alright, so maybe if we rip Carpet of Flowers and they don't have a counter spell. Come on, Carpet of Flowers. Step 1. See if we can manage step 2. I would be so happy if step 2 happened. No counterspell. Lame. That's going to lock it up. Alright. So we're 1-1. See if we can finish this strongly. I still think our line ended up being fine. Like, putting our opponent in a position where they have to choose between possible Empty the Warrens or Resolving Echo was pretty strong in turn 2. They just happen to have one of their 2 outs in their 80 card deck, which happens. I'm not trying to complain or anything. Like, that's part of Magic. It's just not very fortunate for us. That's all. Okay, match number 3, we're on the play. Very good hand, we'll keep this. Alright, our opponent's mulling into 5. I have no idea what they're playing. I'm going to shuffle that. Excuse me. Playing these on in case I want to veil. I'd rather veil off a Mox Opal than a Lotus Petal. You're not losing a resource this way. We're facing Gak. Okay. We just need to hit a Burning Wish or Wishclaw Talisman. Not our tendrils. I did not say that is one of the two cards I wanted to draw. I would also accept an Echo or Ad Nauseam, but not the tendrils. Part of me wonders if I should cycle the Veil here. Because if they play an altar on their third turn, we could lose. Okay, well they didn't end up casting anything else, and I hit F2 like an idiot, so I did not end up cycling. I think I'm dead here. After I'm dead, I'll draw a card to see if it would have mattered. And now this casts altar. Such an idiot. Why did I hit F2? I guess they only have one bridge right now. But they're going to mill another bridge, unless all their bridges are in the bottom, like 10 cards of their deck. Okay, so no bridge there. Okay, there's the other bridge. We're dead. Let's see if it would have mattered. Oh. Well, how about that? But now we need to get lucky and mill a... Or not mill, draw a tutor. Come on. Nope, magic sucks. Okay. Just gonna leave our list as is. I don't think we need a board for this matchup. Hogak is actually a pretty good matchup for us too, so that was a little disappointing. Okay, we're on the play. This is not bad. I think we probably just want to echo on turn 1. Start the game off with 3 free storm, couple resources in play. So what can we do here? I could play the 2 Chromoxes for Metalcraft, cast the 2 rituals, and not do anything. We can put our opponent to 2 life, which doesn't matter. So I think I'm just going to pass here. If one of these was a card that we could imprint, maybe we could like empty. Empty would have been a consideration there. I wonder if we're supposed to try to fade a Cabal Therapy. Just get pure right here. Milling Altar is good. Alright, another altar. No therapies, at least from their graveyard. That's not good. Okay, no therapy there. None there. Looks like we're safe. There might be a game 3 after all. I say that, and then I'm about to get mine rigged. Okay. That was fun. Trophy. Okay. Cast tendrils, and then that will do. Alright, so we got game 2 with Pier, and we're about to be on the draw. Still going to leave it as is. No point in changing anything, in my opinion. Okay, game 3, we're on the draw. This is a strong hand. It's pretty close to a turn 1 ad nauseam. It's definitely a turn 1 echo. No ley line. Okay, I'm okay with careful steady. Alright, so we're not going to be able to ad nauseam this turn. So what I'm thinking is I want to cast Echo with a Claw in play and then probably try to win next turn. I think I'm going to ponder. Seems fine. I'm just going to imprint the Thoughtseize. We're just trying to get mana to play for the nauseam. And this way, if our opponent has Force of Vigor, we can search up. We'll have Petal on top. So if this name's correctly, we can ad nauseam in 2 turns. And our opponent's very good. So next turn we'll be playing Lotus Petal, Bloodstained Mire, then fetching away the Chrome Mox. We're a mana short of ad nauseam, so we can't do anything this turn. Okay, I don't care about another Gravecrawler. Do I want to draw Chrome Mox? I guess it's a guaranteed 0, right? Alright, let's see more zeros. Stop there. Our opponent could have a main deck Veil, or a Veil in their hand. That would be really bad for us, but I don't know if we can afford to play around it at this point. I'm going to try to get up to 18 for a group shot. I just don't know if I can. And this is why Chain of Vapor is so good in this list. 12 Summer. Alright, our opponent's had enough. That puts us up to 2-1. I think we probably could have gone up to 8. Pretty long matches so far. I can normally play a league in an hour and a half, and here we are, 3 matches in. Pretty crazy. Lewis CBR. I faced them earlier today, and they were on Eldrazi. They typically play Rug Delver. Run the draw. I think this hand's probably okay. Alright, so they're not on Eldrazi. Our hand isn't bad against Rogue Delver. It could be Sneak and Show. I faced them yesterday on that. Lewis has a wide variety of decks that they can play. But definitely known for playing Delver variants. Great draw. Don't think I want any of that. We're going to shovel. Chrome's actually not bad here because it turns on the Opal. So if we draw like a Burning Wish we don't want next turn, we can imprint that. That's fine. Another Veil's pretty good. I think we'll just pass here. Lewis is well known for liking the card Stifle. Ponder. Alright, so I'm going to fetch here because we get to know whether or not we want to imprint. I think we do now. Really? What do they keep? Okay. Our opponent said oops in the chat, so I don't think they meant to allow Veil to resolve there. I'm not going to count that one as a... I'm going to put it as a opponent concession because I didn't earn that win. I mean, a win is a win. I track everything as it goes, but it's not like... I'm not going to put, like, I did anything to win the game. Like, that is an opponent concession. But Ad Nauseam probably would have won, but that's not how it ended up playing out. So, it's not specific to our opponent, but Rug Delver. Over the last 21 days, 40 matches, I'm 26 and 14, 65%. A lot of that has to do with 3 copies of Carpet of Flowers. So we're looking to draw and resolve a carpet. This hand's too clunky. This hand's pretty good. We don't really need this Burning Wish, so we'll bottom that. Delver. Okay, so it is in fact Rug Delver and not like Sneak and Show. Alright, no flip. Good to see. Double Delver. Their hand's probably pretty good if they're willing to tap out. Okay, so this is a... This seems really good now. So we can ad nauseam here. Going in for the kill on turn 2 with Veil backup. Alright, our opponents had good games. Good games to Lewis, and that puts us up to 3-1. Okay, let's see if we can finish this strongly once again. I'd love to 4-1. Okay, the final round we're facing Meat Moot, and we're on the play. Good hand. I don't know if they're on a blue deck or not. If they're not, this is actually a turn 1 win. Going to 5 cards. It's actually not a turn 1 win. I'm sorry. We're a mana short. But it appears that they're not a blue deck. This finds a ritual or a lion's eye diamond. There we go. Now they're slowing down a little bit, but I'm still going to go for it. And we got it to resolve. Alright, we have to stop at 6 because of the echo. Oh, don't want to cast you. I want to cast this. And our opponent, I think, is conceding. Yep, okay. I'm going to put them on not a blue deck, so I'm going to board out the Veils. And we'll do that. If they're on a blue deck, we still have 3 copies of Thoughtseize. Alright. And if you're interested in supporting the content, once again, theepicstorm.com/shop, and you can pick up one of my personal favorite items in the shop, the Storm 20 baseball tee. It's really light and thin, great for summer months. Alright, so we're on the draw. I don't hate this. I don't think it's great either. We'll just draw a lion's eye diamond. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Mox Opal would also be really good. They are playing a blue deck. How about that? Alright, Trop is a good pickup. Going to imprint the Cycling Truth, though. Ding. We only have 3 protection spells in the deck, and there's 2 of them. These sort of cantrips that I'm seeing here make me wonder if they're not on a fair deck, but instead like an unfair deck. Like this could be the Storm Mirror, or even like Show and Tell. And they're passing. Wonder what that means. They paused on that second main phase, which makes me wonder if they were considering playing out like a 0 or something. And it's the TES mirror. They chose not to play a swamp on turn 2. So next turn we can do a cool line where we play Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize ourselves, Echo. The Epic Storm, Mirror. We could also just like hardcast the Echo, but we'd have no mana floating, which is pretty dangerous. If we go Ritual, Thoughtseize ourselves, tap the Chrome Mox, we'll have 2 open mana. They did not shuffle. Are they going to cast their own Echo? Alright, they're going for something here. Alright, they are doing their own Echo. We could be dead. I'm going to make them think that we could have Veil. So I'm going to on F6. Alright, I need this Brainstorm to miss. It's not looking good for the home team right now. Pass the turn. Come on. Chose to shuffle. So they're manually shuffling away their Brainstorm. That was, they put 2 cards on top. Pass the turn. What is this? This is Burning Wish and a Tendrils, we lose. All 4 of our Veils are in the sideboard. If it's a Claw, they're actually short on mana. So we're just dead here. Unless they empty. Chooses empty. Yes. Gives us a shot. So that could have been a Veil, by the way. We're going to put it like that, and then we're just going to have 6. We do not have enough mana right now to cast Pier. So we can imprint the Abrupt Decay. Petal. So that gives us 5 mana, 6, 7. Wait, do we have enough? I think we might. So I'm going to play my land here. Imprint this Decay that I don't want. Alright, so yeah, this is enough. It's exactly 9. Let's cast this Pia into the abyss with my fake Boston accent. I think we caught a lucky break here with our opponent deciding not to cast Tendrils of Agony. But I will accept it. And that's it. That's the 4-1. Alright. So I'm going to mark this down with a pure win. So that means in my last 4 leagues, I am 18-2. Pretty good record. Yeah. It's turn 3. Okay, so once again, 4 of each Mox, 3 main deck Thoughtseize, a Chain of Vapor, no Rite of Flames. That's the big thing here. 13 lands. If you missed that on one of the 10.2 updates, 13 lands, not 14. We are running 7 fetches and not 8, so that way we can keep our beautiful mana base. Sideboard Crash, because we shoved a chain into the main deck. 3 copies of Carpet to beat the Rug Delver deck. So this is it. This is the Epic Storm 10.5. It's been really good for me. I hope it's good for you. I know it doesn't have Rite of Flame, and that disappoints some people. We joke a lot about banning Rite of Flame, but this list has been good so far. I'm not going to say that Rite of Flame is gone forever. Don't worry. It's probably going to come back at some point. But for right now, I think I like this 8 Mox list. I'm Bryant Cook, and thank you for watching.